Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today, we're going to explain cryptocurrency in the easiest explanation that I can come up with. And so this is going to be the easy explanation. This is going to be an example that's a little more advanced. And then the most advanced explanation will be here. And then I'll go into a very, very simple summary at the end. So in order to explain cryptocurrency in the easiest way I could think of, I want you to think of three things: a dollar, a computer, and a tool. Okay? So if you want to think about what cryptocurrency is, you just need to think about a dollar, a computer, and a tool. So for the sake of making this even more simple, we don't care how cryptocurrency works. We don't care what technology is behind it. We only care what it accomplishes for us, right? You don't need to understand the mechanics of a car engine to understand what it does. A car, you get into it, you press do a few things to turn it on and hit the gas and it goes, okay? That's all you care about as a user of a vehicle. For the sake of this easy explanation, we only care about what cryptocurrency does for us. We don't care how it works. And a lot of videos will try to explain how it works. So basically, what is a dollar? Okay, a dollar is this complex pieces of paper. It creates physical scarcity. It has this complex designs. I don't know what's going on here. It has complex designs on it. These printer, like the printer that makes this is it's more expensive printer. And they enforce the scarcity of this unit, and they have a little number system, whatever, and it's illegal. Like if they find out that you're making these, they will put you in jail. Okay, so it's enforced scarcity. Now it's not really scarce because they can print them at will, but that's another point. So what this is it's physical scarcity. All right, it accomplishes the goal of physical scarcity, and because it's scarce, it becomes it's like a unit of account. Okay, so that when you think of a dollar and you think about how it holds value because it's scarce, and so the supply of it is controlled. And the digital version of a dollar is someone keeping account at a bank. They keep account of it on a computer at a bank. And this requires trust, okay? So when you think of a dollar, you can think of it in the physical form, which is trying to accomplish scarcity, or you can think of it in the digital form, which requires you trust a person to keep the right number in a computer. And that's what you're doing, is you're trusting that they don't mistype. They have their computer spreadsheet and someone types in the value. And that's what you're trusting, that entity to keep the digital representation scarce. So now let's talk about what a computer is. What a computer is, okay? A computer is a machine that can do many things. That's all a computer is. It's complex actions. This thing can control machines, and it gets an input, and from the world, from users, etc. It doesn't matter. Like the keyboard is an input. Data feeds are an input, and then it has a complex action. It does some computations, and then it has an action. So it's an input, process, action. That's all a computer is. Input, process, action. Okay, that's all a computer is. Okay, so far in our conversation about what cryptocurrency does for us, so far we highlighted what a dollar is, what a computer is, and now we're going to talk about a tool. Okay, and a tool is just a specialized instrument to accomplish something. Okay, it is just a tool. It just accomplishes something simple, like a hammer it has a heavy piece of metal for hitting nails. Okay, you can't use your hand for that. You can't use your phone for that. You use a hammer. It's a tool. Cryptocurrency, now to the simple explanation here, cryptocurrency is a tool for digital scarcity. So inside computers, we have digital scarcity. And we could not have digital scarcity without cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency allows for digital scarcity, okay? So it means it can do this whole money thing in a computer environment, okay? So the simple explanation of what cryptocurrency does for us creates digital scarcity in a computer environment, okay? And what that means is now we can do stocks or securities, right? Securities are the same thing. If you have Apple stock, it might be, you might have to trust a person on a computer to type the right amount of shares of Apple stock. Or you have it in the past when you had stocks, you had a physical version because you don't want someone else to go print shares of Apple and sell it as if, like if Apple has 100 shares, you don't want someone to go print another 1,000 and sell them as if they represent ownership of Apple because they don't. So there's only two really solutions here: a complex physical instrument, or you're trusting someone to type it in correctly. You're trusting an individual. You're trusting a business to keep proper account. But cryptocurrency, it does that automatically. Cryptocurrency automatically keeps account of the scarce instruments. It is a tool for keeping track of scarce digital things. Okay, that's what cryptocurrency does for us. Okay, now to get into an example, here's a world without crypto. So you have your digital or physical version. You buy something at a machine. Okay, is an automated process, right? You want to go buy a machine. This is the world without crypto, right? Okay, so if we used paper or if we use digital. Okay. If we use paper, a person needs to go pick up the dollars from the machine, and this has costs, and the owner has to spend time doing this. So that is the owner's time cost. It's cost of gas. It's time to go get those dollars. And then he has to drop them off the bank. So that's more cost. You know, he's got to run to all these different machines. He's got to himself do it or trust someone else to do it for him. And then the owner has to go order refills for the machine. Owner cost, owner time. All of this is time and energy being wasted on what this, and all of these costs will be put into the machine because it needs to make a profit in order to function. Okay. Now, if you do a digital version, okay, using our current system without crypto, it is a trust-based account of company servers, okay? You're using trust-based accounts. So you have to trust that person to type in the correct information. You have to, and so that is a cost. You're using individuals, using persons. You have to set up these accounts. That's a time cost. You have to do all of this yourself. If the credit card has to be set up correctly. And, credit card security is not the best either. I'm not going to go too much into that as well. But, a credit card gives away all of its security every time you use it. So you have to trust that the individual is going to charge you the right amount. You have to trust the machine is going to charge you the right amount when you use credit cards. And also the machine has to, order refills, etc. Ownership time. So it's insecure, it's time costly. All of this process, this exchange of this machine without crypto was very timely and expensive. Now let's look at a world with crypto. So, someone uses physical or digital. Again, the machine, the automated process. So now the machine can have a crypto account. So not only did I mention earlier, like the tool, cryptocurrency is a tool, right? But it also gets rid of the need for trust. We don't need to trust some person to type in things because it comes inherent in cryptocurrency. It has the trust built into it inherently. It is a property of cryptocurrency. So now you have this tool that has digital scarcity, but also you have accounts that are automatic that you can create as many accounts as you want. There's an infinite number of accounts because it's, the way it works mathematically, right? This is built on top of mathematics. So there's an infinite number of accounts. So because you can make an account that does not require a person set it up, the machine the machine can own an account. The machine can have a crypto account, and it doesn't require a person or individual to type in that account or keep track of it. so you can hopefully you can start seeing this in your mind's eye of how this could be useful, because now you can automate business, you can automate financial instruments, and using automation cuts costs in many different ways. So the machine can now have an account. The machine can automatically pay for pickup of cash or convert digital to crypto. So like if someone uses a credit card, it can convert that into crypto and have a balance. The machine can have a balance, a digital balance. And it could automatically send that to the owner. So the owner the owner isn't involved in the process anymore. His machine just sends him the money, the profits automatically, because now the machine has an account and it could send money to and from vendors. And there could be service provider vendors who have an API that says, oh, this is an API. If you connect your machine to this, all an API is the connection between the computers. Excuse me. So you can have your machine connect with this other computer and say, hey, this is our service provided. We will refill machines if you send in the orders. We'll send a guy to do it, all of that. And here's our charge. So the machine can automatically order refills, and it can automatically start getting a profit. It'll have some $5 a month or whatever. And then it sends that $5 a month to the owner of the machine. Okay. And the owner is not even involved. Like, all of that will be programmed inside of this. So he sets up the program for keeping it filled, and it runs automatically. And if there's a problem, it'll send him a message, whatever. But he just sets it up, and he never goes back there again. He sets it up one time, and now the machine is self-sufficient because it has a crypto account. It has digital scarcity, and so it can do all of this. And the vendors could do all of this as well. So the whole process can be automated, and it reduced significant costs. So the takeaways, machines can now have value accounts. These accounts can hold value and don't need human labor to trust management of funds. Okay. So, service or good, exchange, action, and you can repeat, right? Whereas service or good or whatever, exchange happens. In a bank managed account, you have to have a trust cost. You have to trust that institution, and it takes time and energy to go set all this up. And it's got to be set up each and every time. You'll have verification costs, verifying that the credit card or whatever, and you have the security costs. Current card tech is low security. You have all these security costs, and accounts are high cost because individuals have to type them into a computer and have to verify each and every time, and it's very hard to make this an efficient process. It's not feasible for for someone to just take this machine, sell it as an individual thing with the program, and just forget about it. Okay. Whereas with this, easy process, no costs, etc. Okay. So now to get into even more, if that was too much for you, then, I just tried to deliver the simplest explanation I could. But now I'm going to explain even further. Okay. So account creation and management is now automated. Okay. So accounts, right? What can you do with automated accounts? Well, you can do complex math interactions. You could do automated processes. You can do proof of ownership, keys, etc. You can do record keeping and transparency. So you can do all this account management. So this is going to be a big one when I get into that. Okay. So with complex math interactions, you can have financial inclusion and permissionless access. So better financial tools. So when I mean inclusion, you can see this guy right here. He in the current world, someone like him, all he needs is access to a computer. It could be a public computer. It doesn't even matter. It could be a public library. If he gets a math book, he could write an application and make a fortune. And whereas in our current world, he wouldn't have a chance to do that. Even if he would need to go to some prestigious college and have some connections with some bankers, some rich kids, and then he would get into a bank, and then that trusted bank would create the connections so that he could make some bank tool or bank instruments. Whereas this guy, all he needs to do is go straight to the math, write the application, he could learn the program, learn the math, and it's done. He makes a fortune. And he doesn't need, he can do it right at home in his current country, in his current situation. He could create any situation, any service, any programmable service and make a fortune. And he's not excluded from that opportunity. So, this complex math interactions or tools or whatever, he could anyone could participate. Okay, as far as automated processes, cost, human labor cost, and also this is, so, okay, when these processes are automated, they're automatically anti-racist. Everyone is treated the same, lower business costs, okay? So I would like you guys to go look at this video of The Defiant, where Terry Crews talks about his experience when he made money when he was young, and the bank treated him differently because of the color of his skin. Cryptocurrency doesn't care what you look like. There will be less racism. So it is very powerful stuff when we operate under a fair system that doesn't care what you look like. It just says, here, everybody's included. Everybody has the same rules, okay? Automated processes will mean everybody has the same rules. It is a fair world with less racism. And I would also like to point out, this politician right here came out recently, Elizabeth Warren. She said, this person pretends to care about ending racism. She came out attacking cryptocurrency, okay? I want you to think critically, because this politician actually doesn't care about the issues that they pretend to care about. Attacking cryptocurrency means they have not done their research, like what is being outlined here. This person can afford to have teams to research things. In reality, they care about their donors. And this politician, they say, oh, I pretend to care about racism. But cryptocurrency is the most anti-racism technology that's ever been made. And she also pretends to fight banks. But cryptocurrency is the most, it'll defeat the wealth gap in ways that no other technology could possibly do. So once again, this politician talking about attacking the best innovation for helping reduce racism, institutional racism, and the best technology for reducing the wealth gap. This politician is attacking that because even though she pretends to care about those issues, but in reality, they like the decisiveness, okay? Let's be honest here. They like it because they can be on a team and they can split people's power, okay? Okay, but I'm not going to go too far off into that. This is an explanation of crypto. But they pretend to care about the fight against the banks. In reality, they only care about who's paying their checks. It's about power and, game theory, etc. That's what politics is really about. To get to this position, you're playing a game of game theory all the time. And, like your lies have to be uncaught, etc. It's a complex web of power control. But don't listen to the politicians, because this is a perfect example. Coming out and attacking cryptocurrency when in reality, crypto is a solution to, the things that this politician supposedly cares about. Okay, so proof of ownership key. Another thing that cryptocurrency will do is it will reduce theft, because you will have, for expensive items, you can have, there will be no more theft of expensive items. You will have proof of ownership. So like this car will not work unless crypto will give you ownership of the car, and the car will not work unless you prove your ownership. You can get it, and it could be on your phone, it could be on whatever. And you can even rent out the car to someone else. You can give them access to the car, automate it in an automatic way. So this is powerful. This is another thing that cryptocurrency does. You cannot do this without crypto, okay? Cryptocurrency makes this unhackable. It uses mathematics. This is what it does for us. This is one of the huge tools that cryptocurrency does for us. It will make theft very difficult, because even if it's a purse, like if you go to sell it at a pawn shop, they'll scan the code or scan the purse's number, and it'll say, you don't have ownership of this. You have to hand the digital ownership, the NFT. This is what NFTs are. Okay, so that's what this proof of ownership key is, this NFT, right? It will allow for you to control ownership of expensive items, okay? So you'll be able to have a digital copy in the digital world showing who owns it. and you'll have to hand it off, etc., if you want to sell it. Okay, and also so here's another huge, massive application for crypto. Record keeping and transparency will be automatic. Record keeping, like all the records that a business has, this is a lot of paperwork and overhead. There will be no accounting department needed, okay? You see this? All these offices will no longer, all this labor cost, businesses will no longer have to have accounting, because all the processes of accounting will automatically happen. It's inherent in cryptocurrency because it is programmable, because it's programmable, scarcity, digital ownership, all this stuff. You can have all the accounting processes automatically done, meaning you don't even need this labor cost for accounting, which is a huge expense for businesses, which lowers the cost for goods and services across the board for many businesses to operate. Once again, making life better. If you reduce costs, you make life better. That's the way it works. Okay. So what blockchain does, digital scarcity, so this is the final summary, okay? What it does, digital scarcity, all financial actions become programmable, and more inclusion, less cost, higher world wealth, close the income gap, and also reduce racism, as I pointed out. So, digital scarcity will lead to all financial actions are programmable, and so more inclusion, less cost, higher world wealth, and close the income gap, and less of this decisiveness that politicians like to push. So very simply put, the bottom line, back again to the most simple explanation I can come up with: do you want people to manage your financial processes, or do you want predefined human ingenuity, mathematics? Crypto is math-based, systems-based. You design the system, it behaves a certain way, you know the result you're going to get. This is not predictable. Humans are not predictable. We behave in different ways in different situations, and it's undefined ways. Okay, so this leads to, and it's also expensive for humans to do it. Math-based ways of doing things, managing your processes and mathematics, it is done by humans. This is made by humans, okay? But this is designed so you know what the result will be, and so you can design it and engineer it to get the expected result. And so that is basically the essence of what crypto does. All right, guys, I hope this helped some of you guys understand cryptocurrency and what it does for us. You don't need to understand how it works, just what it does for us. And it is transformative. It'll bring in a huge cost reductions to humanity. It'll bring in a better, more equal world. It'll make the world a better place. Okay, guys, this is a transformative technology, very powerful stuff. I hope that helped you understand how it's going to make the world a better place.